Good evening, Belize. It's Monday, and you're tuned in to News 5 Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. Here's what's making headlines tonight. The United Democratic Party holds a high-stakes National Party Council meeting. Tracy Pantone and her allies are reinstated, but Patrick Faber is officially expelled from the UDP. Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado explains why officers stayed out of the political fray. In Cowpen village, a deadly dispute over a bicycle ends in tragedy. At the northern border, customs officials intercept a cache of firearms and over 1,000 rounds of ammunition. And in the city, the NTUCB stages a massive rally demanding action and accountability. We've got all the details after a brief word from our sponsors. Stay with us.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Welcome back. Just when you thought the political drama within the United Democratic Party has simmered down, think again. 1 month after a National Party Council meeting descended into chaos, the UDP gave it another shot this past Saturday. This time, things were quieter outside the party's headquarters. But inside, a different kind of storm was brewing. Chairman Michael Parafit, who recently returned to the helm after stepping down post-election, was determined to bring unity to a fractured party. But the meeting took a sharp turn when opposition Senator Patrick Faber showed up uninvited. What followed was a standoff, a refusal by police to intervene, and a vote that ended up on WhatsApp. News 5's Paul Lopez has the full story on this latest chapter in the UDP's ongoing saga.
Inside the UDP headquarters, chaos once again took center stage. Chairman Michael Parafit, freshly reinstated and hoping to steer the party towards unity, found himself presiding over yet another political showdown. The tension hit a boiling point when lead opposition Senator Patrick Faber made an uninvited entrance. Behind familiar faces, including Area Rep Miguel Guerra, Deputy Chair Alberto August, and former candidates like Jose Espat and Omar Figueroa. And it didn't stop there. August was soon seen calling on police to remove Faber, while another controversial figure, Brian Yellowman Audinet, also showed up.
Mr. Faber is a part of the NPC. So Faber has absolutely no way to go.
And then this happened, an exchange of expletives between Audinet and Almendares that got close to becoming physical.
I think you deserve to be part of this meeting. Lion, Belizean.
Inside the meeting room, a resolution was put on the floor for voting, reinstate all expelled members of the UDP except for Patrick Faber. And with that, Chairman Michael Parafit suspended the meeting and the vote was moved to WhatsApp.
But the resolution is that everybody who was expelled from the party and everybody who were not in good standing with the party, except for Patrick Faber, we are putting that these people be invited back into the party, and then we proceed with our conventions and our national convention on October 5th. But the resolution right now, given his behavior and given his disrespect today, we are voting, we're putting to the fore the NPC to not have him return to the United Democratic Party. And I was the first one to vote to not bring him back to the UDP.
And we challenged Parafit about the validity of a WhatsApp voting process on such a weighty decision. Here's how he responded.
We've done cabinet meetings by WhatsApp. Yeah.
The Prime Minister did it.
Yeah.
So
it's a matter of a resolution for a decision. It's that simple.
By 5 o'clock, the results were in and the message was loud and clear. The National Party Council voted unanimously to welcome back all previous expelled members, all except one, Patrick Faber. The only person who did not cast a vote was former Cayo Central candidate Mark O'Brien, who chose to sit this one out. So what does Faber think about being the lone man left out? We caught up with him right after the meeting to hear his take on the day's events.
Mr. Parafit to say what he want. I have worked for this party from 14 years old. And that is why I stand up. None for me, no convention, I call it. That's not one of the divisions that is in any danger for a convention to be held. But we must do what is right.
But they told us
You
that
show me what they could say what they want to say. That's fine. That's fine. Ultimately, I know my value, not only for this party, but as an individual as well. And so it doesn't matter what they say.
Faber then asserted that Almendares physically pushed him while inside the building.
Pushing me through the door until others with sane mind intervene. No. So expect that I am going straight to the Queen Street Police Station to make a complaint.
As the crowd trickled out of the UDP headquarters, the mood was far from celebratory. Several members didn't hold back, expressing frustration over yet another in-person NPC meeting that ended in disappointment.
I'm very disappointed, but I do know that when you have a genuine, legitimate cause to carry on, then you stand and you carry on. You know, sometimes in leadership, you have to stand alone and carry on alone.
To be honest, I myself am getting tired of this. It seems that one person destroyed this whole meeting. If we can't get Patrick Faber, if we can't get work together, this party not going nowhere. And I'll be honest, I really get tired of this.
It's one party. It's so disappointed of what is happening up there at the moment, but my main focus is uniting the party and moving forward.
So is this the final chapter for Patrick Faber in the UDP? Or is there still a twist in the tail? And the bigger question, can the United Democratic Party ever truly come together under one roof? Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Saturday's NPC meeting marked Chairman Michael Perifeet's first time back at the helm since his return. And it didn't take long for tensions to flare. After Patrick Faber's surprise appearance, Perifeet made his position quite clear. As long as he's chairman, Faber won't be running under the UDP banner in any future election. Here's how Perifeet put it in his own words.
Patrick Faber, he think he big and bad. He think the rules don't apply to him. But the UDP is not an abused woman. The UDP is not to be bullied. The UDP will not have its doors kicked down by a sick, deranged individual. What the UDP will do, what I believe will happen by 5 o'clock, is to say we don't want Patrick Faber in the UDP anymore.
And is that then the end of him and his run in the UDP, at least while you're chair?
I know whilst I'm chair, when the applications come for conventions, for the different divisions, and collect is one of them, Patrick Faber's application will not be accepted if he chooses to apply for one in the convention.
So why didn't you all just remove him out of the meeting and continue with it here? And
I spoke to the police. We are decent people, Paul. I know people like you,
like me,
would love to see a fight. People like you would love to see June 14th, but that was not going to be repeated today. That was not going to be repeated today. Yeah, so nobody is going to commit any crime and try to remove anybody. You know what we do? We just remove him from the UDP. Removing him from the UDP is better than dragging him downstairs from upstairs there today. We called the police. The police made it very clear that unless there's a fight, they won't intervene. So the political directorate of this country, they also want a fight. Yeah. They say they will send the police and clear up everything if you start one fight. So Perifeet, if you start one fight, then the police won't come. We're not going to do that to UDP, not today.
Patrick Faber isn't backing down. He's pushing back hard, saying the NPC has no authority to vote on reinstating him or anyone else for that matter. According to Faber, the High Court already ruled that those expulsions were illegal in the first place. And when it comes to removing him from the party, Faber says the NPC can't just pass a resolution and call it a day. He insists that's not how it works under the UDP's own constitution.
This party is democratic. If they want to bring a charge against me to say that I am disruptive or that I have breached the constitution of the party, I have no problem with that. Do it the proper way. Bring the charge. Take the charge to the Central Executive and say, Faber have to go. And then send it to the Ethics Committee. The Ethics Committee will call me and say, Mr. Faber, why you do X, Y, Z? Give me your answer. And then they will decide, you know what, Faber, you really ought to order, you got to go. If you want expulsion, yeah? Or say a suspension, yeah? Or say $100 fine, yeah? Or say a letter of reprimand, yeah? Those are the 4 outcomes that can come from the Ethics Committee. Again, you will understand that the court was clear that there was no expulsion, right? So they can't vote for reinstate me or not reinstate me. I'm a member of this party. What they may do is decide that they want me expelled, and they have to go through the process to expel me, which is to bring a charge against me to the Central. I tell them how to do it.
All eyes are on the internal dynamics of the United Democratic Party as Senator Patrick Faber raises a new concern. How will the party manage future NPC meetings when some constituencies now have 2 caretakers? Take Belize Rural South, for instance. Both Beverly Williams and David Almendarez are holding the fort until a convention is called. And in Albert, while opposition leader Tracy Panton is the sitting area rep, there's still the question, will Jose Uquespat continue as caretaker there?
So they will reinstate everybody. What will happen in the subsequent NPC meeting? So you'll have Mr. Oak and Honorable Panton in the meeting. You'll have Beverly Williams and Crazy Man Almendarez in the meeting.
You'll have conventions.
But the conventions is a stretch to take this party under Shine Barrow and Michael Perifeet now and leave it longer to October. The constitution of our party says that the NPC is always active So if you have some standard bearers when you get appointed back as caretaker, there still is an NPC because each constituency has a chair and a secretary. They are preparing the party for Tracy Panton, they say, but yet Tracy Panton cannot give her input on what is right for the party in terms of the list. And all we're asking is for them to do what they ought to do by the constitution of the party. So show me where the 11 people who supported Tracy, they say, were expelled. Better yet, show me where there was the process that endorsed by the constituencies. I sure Belize Rural Central never endorsed Almendares. Not a single soul from the UDP Belize Rural Central Committee endorsed Almendares. They never ask. They never bring it to no NPC because no NPC never happened. The whole Almendares turned candidate. Then Almendares must come to the meeting and vote, but Ms. Bev, who was duly put there as a standard bearer, never removed, cannot come and vote.
Former Mesopotamia Area Representative Moses Shine Barrow is standing firm, insisting he is the duly elected leader of the party, even as he faces a challenge from Tracy Panton. On Saturday, Shine threw his full support behind the motion to remove Patrick Faber, going as far as to say that Faber is the real sickness plaguing the UDP. Strong words from a man fighting to hold on to the reins of a deeply divided party.
We didn't want anyone to physically assault the colleague from.
How regrettable is this, knowing that this doesn't bode well for the unity that you all have many attempts?
That's Patrick Faber. That's what he's always been. And I just hope whoever would succeed me as leader is not taking direction from him, because he's been prone to self-destruction. He was at the mountaintop and he threw himself off the mountaintop. So he's definitely not someone to take advice from.
Any attempt to remove Patrick Faber permanently will definitely not sit well with Ms. Panton and her team, I would imagine. So then this is a continued slippery slope that we're going down.
Who came to the meeting today? You ever see me or any of the colleagues that are the official leaders of the party go to Euphrates or involve ourselves in anything that Ms. Panton is doing? So, it's quite unfortunate, but there must be consequences. It can't be that the party moves forward with these types of tumors. We need to treat ourselves, and it is evident after today that he's the main sickness of the UDP.
As we reported earlier, the United Democratic Party made a bold move over the weekend, calling on police to remove Patrick Faber from Saturday's meeting. But in a surprising twist, law enforcement didn't budge. Today in Belmopan, reporters caught up with the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Richard Rosado, to find out why the police chose to stay out of it.
I want to echo that the police department will not intervene in the domestic affair of any political party. If an incident occurs that requires police to intervene, if a crime has occurred, it will be thoroughly investigated, and if charges are, if there is evidential material to support the charges will be laid.
Coming up, Cowpen man killed in bicycle dispute and guns seized at northern border. More when we return.
and a girl in the middle. Like the ground we need to find the middle. For the sake of peace of mind. So the middle of the road is where you'll find me and my friend and them, because we work so hard for we deserve a party. We deserve it.
Angela's press celebrating, please, 140 years. So come on, enjoy all the great deals. Back to school, the best quality for less. From June 16th to August 30th. Enjoy great deals you won't forget. So many years of serving the people of Belize. Yes, that's Angela's press. As we went back to school, from June 16th to August 30th. Back to school, win cash on every Tuesday. Back to 10% off on every Tuesday. So when them ask, just tell them that we're going back to school. With an office makeover and 1,000 cash. Back to school, scratch and win. Everybody just come in. We're back to school. It's Angela's press anniversary. Everybody come, enjoy great deals. From June 16th to August 30th. Enjoy great deals. It's Angela's press 140th anniversary. Come out, come in and enjoy great deals. Cause we going back to school. From June 16th to August 30th. Back to school, come win cash every Tuesday. We back to school, 10% off on every Tuesday. So when them ask, just tell them that we're going back to school.
Oh man, one more scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data, so you can scroll till your fingers cramp. Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
A tragic and shocking incident out of Cowpen village. Police say a man was killed over something as simple as a bicycle. The victim, Carlos Garvin, was found lifeless in front of a liquor store on Friday night, the result of a fatal chop wound to the upper body. Authorities say the attacker was armed with a machete. So, what led to this deadly confrontation? Here's what police know so far.
On July the 12th, about 7:28 p.m., based on information received, police discovered the lifeless body of Carlos Garvin near a local liquor establishment in the said village. The victim sustained fatal chop wounds to the upper part of the body. Our preliminary investigation revealed that the attack may have been motivated over a bicycle. Police subsequently apprehended the suspect and charges will be laid today.
Any alcohol involved?
Well, we have not ascertained that as yet, but we do know that the incident happened near a local liquor establishment.
A major bust at the northern border has landed a U.S. national with Belizean roots in serious trouble. Authorities say the man was arrested after a shipment inspection on Friday uncovered 3 firearms, multiple magazines, and over 1,000 rounds of ammunition. According to Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado, the suspect had already arrived in Belize through the PGIA before the shipment was flagged. Tonight, we take a closer look at what led to this arrest and what charges the individual could be facing.
On the 27th of June, during a routine custom inspection at the northern border, led to the discovery of undeclared dutiable goods in a shipment. Upon further examination on July the 11th, in the presence of the owner, custom officers subsequently, along with police, subsequently uncover 3 firearms, several magazines, and approximately 1,300 rounds of ammunition, which subsequently led to the arrest of Darneen Garcia for illicit trafficking of firearms and ammunition. The individual that was detained is a U.S. national, but his parents are Belizean, and he was from our information, he was returning home. And he arrived in Belize through the Philip Goldson International Airport on July the 11th, and subsequently went to collect his items at the northern border, which was shipped prior to his arrival in Belize.
He's a U.S. Army veteran, correct?
We have not confirmed that as yet, but I very much doubt it.
A routine checkpoint stop in northern Belize turned into a major drug bust over the weekend. Police say they discovered more than 133 pounds of high-grade cannabis stashed in the trunk of an SUV. The driver, 70-year-old Eric Duaney, who's now facing serious charges for possession of controlled drugs with intent to supply. Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado shared more details about the bust and how it all unfolded.
On the 12th of July, about 9 p.m., at the northern border checkpoint, police responded to a custom request where a vehicle driven at the time by 70-year-old Eric Paul Duaney was searched, which led to the discovery of 133 pounds of high-grade cannabis. Duaney was subsequently arrested and charged for possession of controlled drugs with the intent to supply to another.
Is he known to police? Is he a known peddler?
Not to my knowledge.
Today, top brass from across the country gathered in Belmopan for the Belize Police Department's second quarter Comstat meeting. Held at the National Police Training Academy, the session brought together senior commanders to crunch the numbers, track crime trends, and fine-tune strategies to tackle violence and improve public safety. According to Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa, there's good news. Major crimes are down compared to this time last year, but not everywhere. The northern region saw a slight uptick, prompting fresh discussions on how to respond.
Comstat also affords us the opportunity to strategize, most importantly, based on the crime trends that we're seeing in particular areas, obviously with a greater focus on the utilization of innovation and technology, the allocation of our resources or patrols in hotspots in the country, especially in Belize City right now that we're seeing a spike in gang violence over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And so that was in essence the purpose of the Comstat this morning in terms of the murder statistics for this very same period. In certain situations, retaliation can be expected. And so that is one of those scenarios that can definitely result in an uptick in the crime statistics, increasing gang tensions, increasing violence, and retaliation, because it only takes one murder to then result in 3, 4, 5, 6. We do have the influence of cartels, so to speak, narco traffickers influencing crime in that northern region, which is why the government has made it a point to focus our resources in that northern area each and every year. And it is expected towards the latter part of this year that we'll have a significant increase in the amount of allocation resources dedicated specifically to the northern region, because as you know, each year for the last 3 years the government has allocated between $800,000 to $1 million, but we see where there's greater need for resources there because of the type of networking that the narco traffickers are having with the Belizean players on the Belizean side.
Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado is putting relationships at the heart of crime fighting. At today's Comstat meeting, he emphasized the need for stronger bonds, not just within the police force, but with the communities they serve. Dr. Rosado says teamwork and collective decision-making among commanders are key to transforming how the department tackles crime. But he also acknowledged a major challenge: investigating gang-related violence, where victims and suspects often come from the same tight-knit neighborhoods, making witnesses hesitant to speak out.
Today we had the opportunity indeed to review our achievement, discuss our challenges, and find new opportunities on how we can address the growing or evolving threat of crime. We have indeed seen a downward trend in major crimes, and for the first 6 months, murder is down by 29% when compared to the same period last year. First of all, as a commissioner of police, my first few months have focused on establishing a vision of transparency, accountability, and a stakeholder-centric approach. I believe my leadership style have always been one of transformational, yet inclusive, embracing collective input, adaptive decision-making, and engagement. And I think our commanders now feel more empowered, more motivated in moving the department forward to address the many challenges we face within the department.
After the break, United for Justice. Unions rally in Belize City.
Veracidad, imparcialidad.
Este es el término utilizado.
Hemos estado haciendo el trabajo como organización.
Y tus noticias en español.
Están en aguas beliceñas, entonces esta bandera se queda aquí.
Sintoniza Canal 5 cada viernes a las 7 de la noche.
Tenemos que resolver los grandes problemas de este país.
Su voz importa, su acción cuenta.
Transfusión sanguínea, elementos que indican un deterioro evidente del estado de salud.
Somos Noticiero 5 semanal.
Perdió la vida en un heroico intento de proteger a su hermano. El Tribunal de Magistrados de la ciudad de Belice se paralizó. La policía está investigando 2 asesinatos separados.
Tu fuente de información.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Stop wasting your time and money. Come to Publix, where every dollar counts. So why shop anywhere else? Find the freshest fruits and vegetables handpicked for your family. Need something quick and delicious? Our ready-made rotisserie chicken is hot and ready to go. And with Publix Rewards, you save big while shopping for everything you love and need. Publix. Publix. Fresh, affordable, for you.
Serving Belizean families for 27 years.
As an athlete, orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is a lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists. I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
It's back, and it's bigger than ever. Our health fair is the place to be. Get free health screenings, glucose, blood pressure, weight checks, plus sample medications from amazing partners like the Ministry of Health, St. Gabriel's Clinic, Kidney Association, and free eye screenings by Quartz Optical. Sit with one of our friendly RFNG life agents for an on-the-spot life insurance quote. And guess what? You'll be entered into a raffle to win a one-night stay for two at Hidden Valley Resort. The more booths you visit and participate in, the more chances to win. Want a quote before the fair? Visit us at 31 Guadalupe Street in Cayo or call us for more information. Don't miss out. Your health, your life, your future starts here.
Labor unions from every corner of the country came together in Belize City to rally for good governance and respect for union rights. It was all part of a powerful celebration marking 59 years of solidarity by the National Trade Union Congress of Belize. The march and rally came just days after the Belize National Teachers Union and the Public Service Union agreed to a 2-year, 4.5% salary adjustment deal with the government. But for union leaders, the fight goes beyond pay. It's about standing together for justice, fairness, and a seat at the table. We caught up with several union reps at the event to hear how this united front is fueling their push for lasting change.
After 6 weeks of tough negotiations, Belize's unions have secured a win. The joint union negotiating team and the government have agreed to a 2-year, 4.5% salary adjustment deal. The government initially said the raise wasn't possible this fiscal year, but the Belize National Teachers Union and the Public Service Union held firm, backed by support from other unions across the country. The announcement came just as the National Trade Union Congress of Belize marked 59 years of solidarity. Over the weekend, union members marched through Belize City in a show of unity. NTUCB President Ella Waite reminded the crowd that when workers stand together, real change is possible.
To have a labor union still alive and moving in this country after all that we've been through, a lot of victimization, yes, a lot of partnership as well, but we always tend to remember the bad things because it hits us most. So having all these people out here today on a Saturday shows that they are interested in what they do as workers, and they are interested in ensuring that they have the dignity and respect as workers in this country. And it also shows that they want serious change in Belize when it comes to good governance, when it comes to union respect, when it comes to systematic change. They want to see a better Belize.
The Belize National Teachers Union recently concluded negotiations with the government for a salary adjustment and the delivery of owed increments. Although those issues have been resolved, BNTU President Nadia Kaliz says the fight for constitutional change continues.
I'm not saying that government should not borrow,
but we have to think of some of the things that we do. And when you look at the spending, what is being spent on, when you look at the awarding of contracts and procedures and all of those things, we need constitutional change. We need to ensure that these things are enforced. We need to ensure that there are consequences to these actions. We need to improve Belize once and for all.
Public Service Union President Dean Flowers says the recent salary agreement with the government was a team effort. He credited the strong support from other unions that stood alongside the PSU during negotiations. Flowers emphasized that unity and organization across all unions are essential, not just for shared goals, but for each union's individual causes as well.
Today, it is the PSU. Tomorrow, it could very well be the KHMHU, as we're seeing right now. And I want to state that all unions have issues. All unions struggle to get a fair collective bargaining agreement. What the KHMH is going through the workers at KHMH is going through at this moment in an effort to try to rescue their pension is something that clearly we will have to stand alongside them to defend that and to fight for that. What UBSFU is going through, we will have to also stand beside them to ensure that they get what is just and fair.
The union leader shared that it is a struggle to be heard and acknowledged by those in power, but there is strength in numbers. Andrew Baird, president of the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital Workers Union, says this support is crucial.
Well, it's just additional support and strength from the other unions to say that they're still in solidarity with Carl Huchner and even UB, who still have their present issue going on and still negotiating at the table.
Just because one chapter has closed doesn't mean the story's over. For Belize's unions, there's still plenty of work ahead, and their fight for fairness and accountability is far from finished. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Tensions are heating up between the University of Belize and the government, and it all comes down to a $10 million promise that's been left hanging for nearly a decade. The UB Faculty and Staff Union says they've waited long enough, and now they're drawing the line. At a recent NTUCB Solidarity rally, UB-FSU President Juliani Passos didn't mince words. She says the university is underfunded, staff morale is slipping, and the union is ready to do whatever it takes to get that long overdue subvention delivered.
Our faculty and staff are demoralized at this point, and they do want to. The 9% is 10 years coming. In 2015, when we got our 5%, I just got an email that reminded me that at that point we were negotiating for 14% and we only got 5%, and we did not get the additional 9%. So this is long in the making. So our faculty and staff are really going to do whatever it takes to get it. And so I just have to say, be prepared for whatever. Even if that means pushing school back to I don't know. I can't say, you know. And honestly, at the cabinet meeting, we plan to be out there for that meeting on Tuesday, and I am going to invite the students to come and join us, because the subvention doesn't only impact the faculty and staff, but it also impacts the students. So I invite the students to come join us, and the public, come on. It affects all of us. What affects our national university affects the entire country of Belize. Well, at this point, I believe you're aware of the last stand, the issue that came out. We are calling on requesting a meeting with the Minister of Education and the Minister of Finance to discuss the subvention for the university. That meeting has been postponed to hopefully next week after the meeting with Cabinet. We have been informed that the issue of the UB subvention will be tabled at the Cabinet meeting on Tuesday. So we're hoping to make some way there after that.
After 6 weeks of back-and-forth negotiations, the Belize National Teachers Union has finally struck a deal with the government. A 2-year, 4.5% salary adjustment and increment plan is now on the table. It wasn't easy. The BNTU leaned on the strength of solidarity from other unions. And with over 3,500 members casting their votes, the majority said yes to the government's offer. But not everyone's celebrating. Some members of the public are calling it a sellout. BNTU President Nadia Kaliz isn't having it. She told us the fight is far from over as the union now shifts focus to the long-awaited collective bargaining agreement.
The public accuse the unions of sellout, but if you look at what is happening here today, union members are here. Where are they? Where are the keyboard warriors? Where are all of those who are accusing us of collecting bribes from the government? Where are they? For this change to take place, it will take every single Belizean, even the keyboard warriors, to play their part. But when you start that kind of narrative, the same movement you want to see take light, through your language, whatever you write, whatever you say, you kill it. But as a leader, I stay true to the cause, and I ensure that my members understand what is the cause, because the cause starts with them. We are going to submit our proposals. One of the things I'm looking at for my teachers happens to be the resource allowance. They spend a lot of money out of their pockets for the classrooms. And we want two things with that. We want that they're given an allowance either in July every year or monthly for those resources. The other thing that we want for them is that they can use those receipts for the things that they acquire to file against their taxes. So all of that we have in it. Then you have the longevity award. If you're on a particular point, if you're at the end of the scale, let me say, for 3 years, then at the end of the third year, you can apply for a longevity award, which is equal to an entire year's increment. And for the public service, they get to do that 3 times. For educators, we're only once. So through this medium, we need to change that so that it can match it. And a lot of things that we see public servants being given, the BNTU is now looking at mirroring that.
There's a renewed push for transparency and accountability in government spending. In the upper house, Government Senator Eamon Courtney moved a motion to finalize the makeup of the Joint Public Accounts Committee, or JPAC. The committee, which plays a key role in overseeing how public funds are used, will now include 9 members, 6 from the House of Representatives and 3 from the Senate's social partner senators. In the House side, names like Julius Espat, Karim Musa, Dolores Balderramos Garcia, and Godwin Haylock are on the list. And now the Senate has nominated Senators Kevin Herrera, Glenfield Dennison, and Janelle Chanona to round out the team.
Madam President, I move that whereas Standing Order 73A of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives provides that the Joint Public Accounts Committee shall consist of 9 members as follows. 6 members nominated by a committee of selection to consist of 4 members who support the government and 2 members who do not support the government unless there are no members or insufficient members of the House of Representatives who do not support the government, and 3 members nominated by the President of the Senate from among the social partner members of the Senate. And whereas on the 12th May 2025, the House of Representatives appointed the following 6 members to serve on the Joint Public Accounts Committee: Honorable Lee Mark Chang, Honorable Julius Espat, Honorable Karim Musa, Honorable Kevin Bernard, Honorable Dolores Balderramos Garcia, and Honorable Godwin Haylock. Now therefore be it resolved that the Senate nominates Senator Kevin Herrera, Senator Glenfield Dennison, and Senator Janelle Chanona to be the social partner members in the Joint Public Accounts Committee of the House of Representatives.
It's a significant move toward keeping government spending in check and making sure every tax dollar counts. Taiwan took center stage in the Senate as both sides of the aisle came together in a rare show of unity. Government Senator Eamon Courtney and Opposition Senator Patrick Faber delivered strong statements in support of Taiwan's right to self-determination and Belize's long-standing friendship with the island nation. Courtney called on China to adopt a more mature and enlightened approach, urging an end to threats and pressure against Taiwan. Meanwhile, Faber echoed that sentiment, highlighting Belize and Taiwan's 36-year diplomatic relationship built on shared values like democracy, human rights, and mutual respect. It was a powerful moment of bipartisan solidarity on the international stage.
We call on the People's Republic of China to have a more mature, a more enlightened posture with respect to Taiwan. Simply put, Taiwan, the people of Taiwan have a right to self-determination. They have a right to determine their future. They have a right to determine that they wish to exist as a country separate from the People's Republic of China. And we call on the People's Republic of China to desist from the threats and the use of force and the threats of the use of force in relation to Taiwan, and in fact to remove its obstacle to Taiwan fully participating in the international organizations of which Belize is a member.
I rise on behalf of the opposition to give my full and unwavering support to this important motion, a resolution that affirms Belize's commitment to democracy, freedom, and the unbreakable bond of friendship with the people and government of Taiwan. Belize and Taiwan have shared 36 years of strong and meaningful diplomatic ties. But more than that, we have shared a partnership built on mutual respect and shared values, the belief in human rights, self-determination, and democratic government. These are not abstract ideals. They are principles that shape our daily lives and strengthen the foundation of our nation.
Lawmakers are pushing the 13th Amendment bill, calling it a bold step to crack down on crime. But critics say it could come at a steep cost. Your constitutional rights. If passed, the amendment would give the government sweeping powers to declare special areas, zones where police could search, seize, and arrest without a warrant. It also proposes a brand new gun and gang court and aims to retroactively validate past states of emergency, even those already ruled by unconstitutional by the courts. Supporters, including Police Commissioner Dr. Richard Rosado, say it's a necessary move to keep communities safe. But legal experts and human rights advocates are sounding the alarm, warning that this could open the door to government overreach.
I'm very concerned with that, and I do not support it. And the reason I don't support it is because you cannot deal with fundamental changes in one sense and not deal with structural changes in the other. And that type of power in a system overall that has inequalities and structural problems can inure to the detriment of a certain element of society, which we've oftentimes punished. So the face of crime in Belize, not that we don't have a serious crime situation and we need policing and so forth, but those kinds of fundamental changes to our constitution and our democratic tradition must be done within the context of other structural changes that rebalances the negative harm. So when you're talking about those kinds of serious powers, it's actually dangerous.
When we return, more evidence arises in fatal Caye Caulker brawl.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
In Belize, change isn't just coming, it's already here. When people have tools, knowledge, and power, they build the future they want. This is what a game-changing partnership looks like. Equal, lasting, and led by the next generation. From greener choices to inclusive growth and innovation, Belize and the European Union are shaping tomorrow together. Every action, every voice, every breakthrough, it's all a part of the same story. Game changers, empowering the future. Follow the EU in Belize to discover the game changers.
As an athlete, orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is a lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists. I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Coming up, get ready because it's crop over time. A friendship contribution to children with cancer, making a difference for those with special needs. African culture expressed through fashion, and another reward for a job well done. It's all next on this station.
One more scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data so you can scroll till your fingers cramp. Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
Just days after police officially closed the investigation into the death of 19-year-old Kevin DePaz, new evidence is shaking things up. DePaz was fatally stabbed during a chaotic street brawl in Caye Caulker, an incident that involved duty police officers. Surveillance footage appeared to back the officers' claim that they stepped in after DePaz's group knocked a man unconscious. But what followed was a violent escalation, leaving 5 people stabbed. The officers say it was self-defense, but the case is far from over. Police are now awaiting directives from the Director of Public Prosecutions. The Commissioner of Police, Dr. Richard Rosado, gave us an update on where things stand.
Reference the fatal stabbing incident that occurred on the 30th of June 2025 in Caye Caulker. Further directive was given to the investigators. Additional evidential material were collected, and those will be forwarded to the DPP for her guidance and directives. It includes both video evidence and additional witness statements.
A quick trip to the store nearly turned deadly for one man in Dangriga last week. What started as a routine errand ended in chaos when 3 armed men stormed into neighbor's convenience store. In the terrifying moments that followed, the suspect burglarized the shop and shot one of the patrons. Thankfully, he survived, but the incident has left the community shaken. Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero has a brief report on this brazen attack.
On Friday, police responded to a robbery at a neighbor's store in Dangriga. Upon their arrival, they learned that the store had been robbed by 3 male persons. There were 3 females at the store and 1 customer. There was a struggle between the customer and the robbers where the customer was shot. He was identified as Ashton Borden. He received gunshot injuries to the hand. Quick police response led to the detention of one suspect. They fled in a vehicle. Several other persons ran off from the vehicle. Investigation was carried out, and since then, Tyree Stephen has been arrested and charged for 3 counts of robbery and 1 count of use of deadly means of harm. The victim is receiving treatment at the KHMH and is in a stable condition. We are seeking 3 other suspects in regards to this investigation. Recovered was the vehicle used in the robbery and $1,000 from the robbery.
It's a proud moment for Belizeans everywhere. 17-year-old Louis Cheek is earning global recognition for his brilliance. This young Belizean American just clinched a silver medal in science at the 2025 STEM Olympiad in Barcelona, Spain. It's a major international competition where students from around the world put their skills to the test in real-world problem-solving, critical thinking, and innovation. We caught up with his proud mom, Samantha Hessler, who shared more about Louis's incredible journey and what this win means for their family and for Belize.
He's been there since July 9th, and he's leaving, going back to the U.S. Tomorrow, July 15th. He has been doing very well, and so far he has won a silver medal in science and a medal of recognition for math. I feel very proud and excited, and I just want, I want to pick up my son and make people know, because I come from a small country, I believe. My kids are half Belizeans, and they are so smart, and I want other children to feel like, there's no limit. You can accomplish anything.
And have you heard from him since the competition began? How is he feeling?
I've spoken to him every day, including the day, every time he goes to sit for the competition. When he did the science and the math competition, he told me that he is feeling a little not sure about the math, but was very confident with the science. And so far, his medals has shown that he has done very well with the science and the math.
Up next, Belize dominates in multiple sporting disciplines.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reignites air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Rheem or Green. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings. Let's all be safe during the rainy season. Belize Electricity Limited reminds you that heavy rains can cause flooding in your neighborhood and on roads. Avoid driving or walking in flooded areas, which can have hidden dangers such as debris and fallen power lines. Belize Electricity Limited cares about your safety. Please stay safe.
Scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data, so you can scroll till your fingers cramp. Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
As an athlete, orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is a lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists. I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Sports Monday. I am Paul Lopez, here with the latest. We're tipping things off from out west in San Ignacio, where the weekend spotlight was on the Belize Elite Basketball League. The Caye Western Ballers were back on their home court hosting the Belize City Thunderbolts just days after handing them a tough loss at the Civic Center. Could the Thunderbolts bounce back, or would the Ballers keep the momentum rolling? Let's dive into the highlights. 4 minutes in, the Thunderbolts have a 9-point lead, 14-5, as Flowers finds Jamie Carvajal, who powered his way in for the layup. Check this play out. Shortly after, ball to Flowers. He sees Jaheim Sego, a 2-versus-1 situation, and Sego dunks off the alley-hoop. The first quarter ended with Thunderbolts on top, 29-21 points. Second quarter action, Victor Vito Evans drives, spins, jumps, and makes a shot. What a beauty! Thunderbolts up by 11. Darnell Oden on the other end immediately after, sizing up Charles Garcia and makes a jump shot to cut down the lead. Let's fast forward to the last few minutes in the third quarter. All through the quarter, the Thunderbolts were able to maintain the lead, going up by 8 points in a few instances. Here, they're only up by 2 points after a 3 from Sego. Evan drives and dishes off to a wide-open Clincy Coupe Lopez at the 3-point line. Lead extends to 5 points. On the other end, Alric Nicholas scores a 3-pointer to bring the lead back to 2. Nicholas again off the assist from Sego, this time to take the lead. But that quarter still ended with Thunderbolts up by 2 points, 67-65. The fourth quarter was where the Thunderbolts truly turned up the heat. With this clutch shot from Matthew Young, they stretched their lead to 7 points. The Caye Western Ballers weren't going down without a fight, though they clawed their way back to within 4 points with just 23 seconds left on the clock. In the end, it was the Thunderbolts who sealed the deal, taking the win 87-81. Now from the hardwood in San Ignacio to the volleyball court in El Salvador, Belize's national senior men's volleyball team had a busy weekend at the men's Final Four championship. They kicked things off strong with a 3-1 victory over the host team, El Salvador. Saturday brought a nail-biter against Guatemala that went the full 5 sets, but Belize came up short. Still, they bounced back on Sunday with a win over Nicaragua to bring home the silver medal. Big congratulations to Team Belize and all the individual awardees. And volleyball fans, the action isn't over yet. This weekend, all eyes turn to the Belize City Civic Center as Belize gets ready to host the Under-23 Women's Central American Volleyball Championship. We caught up with Belize Volleyball Association President Alan Sharp to hear what fans can expect from this highly anticipated event.
Last year, our girls pulled gold. It's the first time ever for Belize to pull gold, and that's the U21. And it's basically, for the most part, the same girls. We've been able to strengthen a bit because this is U23 1 year later. So we've added some big guns to the team. The girls that are in the U.S. going to school have returned and are playing on the team. So I believe we're ready. 5 teams will be here: Panama, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Belize to play the competition. It starts Sunday. There's 2 matches per day.
Team Belize is set to play on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Game time is at 7:30 p.m. each day. Now shifting gears from volleyball to cycling, 3 young Belizean athletes made waves in the U.S. over the weekend at the Manhattan Beach Grand Prix. Devin Major, Keith Enright, and Ahmad Charrington took on a Category 4 race. And they didn't just show up, they showed out. Major sprinted to a first-place finish. Enright followed right behind in second. And Charrington rounded out the top 10 in 7th. Big congratulations to these rising stars, repping the jewel with pride. And finally, we head back home to the pitch for the William Dawson Peace Cup, where the mission is unity through sports. Saturday's showdown between Graveyard FC and Survivors FC was a thriller. 3 goals lit up the first half, with Survivors taking a slim lead. Graveyard pushed hard in the second half, but it was Survivors' Tyreek Sego who sealed the deal with a late goal, his second of the match, giving his team the win. Well, folks, that's all we have for you in this week's coverage of Sports Monday. Catch you in the next one.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.